This is the fifth video in the series of videos on how to use the Pages Monitoring and Evaluation database. The first video showed you how to open the database, enable the content, and use the main menu. The second, third, and fourth videos showed you how to enter data into different instrument forms that are in the database. In this fifth video, we will show you how to view data that you have entered in reports, and also how to import data into the Country Office database. In the earlier videos, we entered data into Instrument 2A, Student Attendance, and Instrument 3, Child Learning, which includes the school scorecard. If we go down to the group of buttons for reports, we can see that there is a report for Pages Schools Attendance and Scorecard Report. Opening a report is as simple as clicking on the button with the title of the report that you are interested in viewing. So I will click on this, and here we see the Pages School Attendance and Scorecard Report. You can zoom into the report just by clicking with the magnifying glass on the screen, or you can click on the magnifying glass, the zoom label, and choose what view of the report you would like to have. I will go back to a 100% view so we can see the image on the screen more clearly. This report has taken the data that we have entered in Instrument 2A, which was attendance data for the first quarter of 2012, and placed it in this report format. This report will, as you add data for a school over the duration of the Pages project, display that data in the fields here. So we have attendance data for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 of 2012, and then the same for 2013, 2014, and 2015. Similarly, we entered data in Instrument 3 for female students, and we can see that the school scorecard total score is displayed here. If we had entered data for male students, or for teachers, or the principal school management committee data, so that would be Instrument 4 for teachers and Instrument 5 for principals, then that data would be displayed here. And again, for 2013, 2014, 2015. For each school that you enter data in Instrument 2A and at least one of Instrument 3, 4, and 5, they will be added to this report. Below these overall scores and attendance data, there is a breakdown of the data from Instrument 3, 4, and 5. The scores for each criteria category out of the possible total score. And then if we go to the second page, you can see there's a label here at the bottom that lets you know how many pages the report is. So we can click on the next page arrow down at the bottom of the screen to advance to the next page. It continues this summary and then also provides the text from the discussion results, which is qualitative data, and so these text boxes will expand to allow for display of all the text that has been entered. You can see that this report in particular will be quite long once all the schools are entered. A shorter report that we can view is the Pages Schools Attendance and Enrollment Report. and this shows data for attendance and then also for enrollment and retention, which is entered in instrument 2B. And again, for each school that you enter data for, they will be added. So if we had a school A and a school B would appear below. Now I'm going to close the program unit version of the database and open the country office version of the database. I will have to enable the content as usual. Now, we haven't entered any data into the country office database. So if I open the school's attendance and scorecard report, you can see there is an error message because we don't have any data for any schools. So I'm going to close that. Now, the country office database has an import function enabled, which allows it to import data from the program units. To import data into the country database, you click your cursor in the box below File, and a dialog to choose which database you would like to import appears. I am going to choose to import the program unit database that we have entered data into already. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to click on Load Data. It is going to ask me if I trust this data several times. Again, Access wants to make sure that you are not loading data that might potentially harm your computer, but in this case you have to click on Open as it goes through each of the tables. Once you no longer see any messages, that means that it has imported all of the data. And now if we open the school's attendance and scorecard report, we will see that the data that we were looking at earlier from the program unit database is now entered into the country office database. You can still enter data directly into the country office database if there is a need to do so, and the program unit selection box is no longer disabled so that you can specify which program unit you are entering data for. However, the data that you enter in these forms will not be visible in the reports until you import a database. So if you do not have any other databases to import, then you can simply import your own database into itself. And that data will show up in the reports. This concludes the 5th video in the series